Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. Hope you had a great week. Short week. This week's Parsha is Haftaras Nasso, in which we learned about the Nazir, one who takes a vow to be a Nazir. A Nazir is a level of holiness to Hashem. One of the things he's not allowed to do is cut his hair or drink wine. And in this week's Haftarah, we read about Samson, Shimshon Hagibor, Shimshon the Strong, who was a Nazir from the time that he was born. And we're going to talk about two details of his life. So the first one is, everybody likes a good superhero story, and our first superhero is Shimshon Hagibor. Now, Shimshon Hagibor, Samson, he had tremendous strength, superhuman strength. Now, not the type of superhuman strength that you read in a comic book, that he was endowed somehow with superhuman strength. In Torah, there is only one superhuman being, and that is Hashem himself. Anybody else that has superhuman powers, it's because they were God-given to that person for a particular reason. And Samson, he had to ward off the attacking nation against the Jewish people, and that was the Plishti army. They were always causing problems, killing out the nation of the Jewish people, and therefore Hashem sent Samson. So I just want this to be a clear thing, because all the other writers have gone off based off the book of Samson of other superheroes. Those are fake in the fact that it's where we're made to believe that they have powers in and of themselves, however they may have gotten them. Shimshon Hagibor was a regular human being, but Hashem gave him particular powers at particular times in order that he should be able to save the Jewish people. So that's facet number one. Facet number two is, how did he come to be this great person? Who was this person? How did he come to be it? And how did he grow up? And what was his life like? So an angel appeared to Shimshon's mother. She was Eshes Manoach, or her name was actually zt'l. She was the one that turned to face an angel, and he told her, don't worry, she was barren all these years, and he told her, don't worry, you and your husband Manoach are going to be blessed with a child, and you're not allowed to make sure that he never cuts his hair, doesn't drink wine, and everything that I tell you to do, Tishamer, you should guard, or Hishamer, you should guard. He told both zt'l and her husband Manoach that they should guard over everything that it was forbidden for Samson to do. Now, the lesson that we learn from this is that we have to be role models for our children. If we don't want our children to do a specific thing, we ourselves cannot do those things. And that's what the angel was teaching him in the name of Hashem, that if you don't want Samson to drink wine, make sure you don't drink wine in front of him. And if you don't want him to cut his hair, maybe make sure he doesn't see you cut your hair. Whatever it is that we want our children to do or not to do, we have to make sure not to do them. In Judaism, there's no such thing as, I can do it, but my children can't. Unless it's a responsibility thing, like you can drive a car, but your child can't. But not because there's something inherently wrong with driving a car. There's nothing wrong with driving a car. Your child is too young to be able to have the responsibility to do it. But anything that is inherently right or wrong, whether it's drinking or alcohol, whether it's smoking, if it's wrong for your child, it's wrong for you. One time a girl asked me, how am I supposed to know if there's something bad that I should do? I shouldn't do it for myself. And I said, just ask yourself the simple question, do you want your daughter to do that? And if the answer to that is no, then you shouldn't do it for yourself either. So the way to teach our children, educate our children, is by us being the proper role models for them. We're the proper role models for them, and we lead a righteous life, then they can be righteous people so righteous enough that Hashem could one day even grant them with superpowers if he needs them to have it in order to save the Jewish people. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbos.